Verse of the day is going to be in the book of Isaiah chapter 43, verse 18 through 21. And the word says, "But forget all that. It is nothing compared to what I am going to do. For I am about to do something new. See, I have already begun. Do you not see it? I will make a pathway through the wilderness. I will create rivers in the dry wasteland. The wild animals in the fields will thank me, and the jackals and owls too, for giving them water in the desert. Yes, I will make rivers in the dry wasteland, so my chosen people can be refreshed. I have made Israel for myself, and they will someday honor me before the whole world." Amen. Alright, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Jefferson here. Thank you for coming to the channel, Jefferson's Journey. We just arrived here at the gym. I got actually a special guest here with me today, my personal trainer, the myth, the legend.
What's up, guys? It's Jay. Very proud to be here today. We're here at EOS Fitness. You guys can't see it because we actually had a park next to Chick-fil-A. But anyways, we're going to be hitting a nice push workout today. So, you know, it's been a while since I worked out with my boy Jeff here, but we're going to go ahead and show you guys what we do for our push workout. Trying to get to that 405 bench once again. It's the climb, but we're going to get it done, right?
Yeah. Alright guys, we'll see you guys inside. Stay tuned for the video. Alright guys, we're here at the bench press. We're going to warm up a little bit. We're planning to do 3x3, so 3 sets of 3 reps. I really don't know how much I'm going to do. I'm trying to do a little more over than 225. My personal trainer, of course, is going to do like much more, but we'll see. You know what, I don't really know what I'm feeling. I got a pump cover up today, so stay tuned.
So guys, like Jeff said, we're gonna go ahead and hit the bench 3x3. The reason we do that is because personally, a lot of people don't like to bench, but personally I think it's very important that you do some type of pressing movement. Specifically this one, it lets you push more weight. So that's why we do 3x3. It's more of a powerlifting type movement. You can also do 5x5, sets of 5. Always rest 2 to 3 minutes in between. But yeah, we're gonna do what we can. I haven't really slept well today. I know it's really important, but we're gonna go ahead and try to do our best. I'm gonna see if I can hit 335 or something around that line. So let's do it.
Alright, this is gonna do his 1 rep max.
Remember, I need help.
Gotta go down, bro. Chest day, National Chest Day for Mondays. Working set here of 245. I don't really bench that much. I actually haven't benched in like maybe a year now. So I'm trying to get back at it, slowly ease my way in it. What I normally do is I don't really arch my back that much, just because I want to keep the tension on my chest a lot, no leg drive or anything like that. So a lot of people do the arch. I mean, it does help, it works out a lot, but just what you personally like too. So let's get to it.
Felt good?
Pretty good. I did wiggle a little bit, but it's part of the process of not benching for so long, but we got this.
Alright guys, so I'm gonna use elbow sleeve just because, you know, I'm an old man. I'm 26 already, so I'm not as young as you guys anymore. But I also want to take care of my elbows to make sure I don't develop any type of tendonitis. What I'm gonna do essentially is 335, like 3 sets of 3, hopefully. Usually I do a little more, but again, it's not a good day for me. The point of arching, which I do, Jeff doesn't do it, I do like to do it, but you want to make sure your butt stays on the bench. So you want to make a little, you know, arch while your butt stays on the bench. That way you use your leg drive. You're still pushing with your chest, but your leg drive is also helping you. But again, it's very important that your butt stays on the bench. The moment that butt gets off the bench, it's no longer a bench. You're doing a decline press. I don't know what you're doing, a hip thrust. That's very important. I always tell people, please, if you can't bench it without keeping your butt on the bench, it's not a bench press, all right? Jeff is recording, so I'm not gonna have a spotter. So if I die, at least I died on the happy.
Get the views.
I feel like I did the Harlem shake on that. I don't know if the form was perfect, I'll be honest, but
That was pretty quick though.
And then try to do it. Usually you don't want to bounce, that's another thing. You guys saw I didn't bounce. It makes it a little harder because you're not going like super quick. But at the end of the day, you're still keeping all attention on your chest. You're not just doing this, you know, it's all going here.
After a good 2-minute to 3-minute rest, keep in mind, resting is very important because that's how you get the energy back and your strength back to hit another lift. I'm gonna do around maybe 255 here for 3. Pump cover's coming off. I just wanna see how it feels, you know. I don't wanna go too high, but yeah.
Like what Jeff mentioned is very important to rest because especially when you're like trying to power lift, right? So you wanna make sure you hit every set with as much power as possible. Bros locked in, look at them belts.
I might die here, I'm not gonna lie, guys. But
all right, let's lock in.
we gotta do this.
Butter, man. All right, guys. So now I'm gonna do my last set. Something very important that I forgot to mention is breaks. You know, when you're resting between sets, but also warming up. So a lot of people, they just come in and they just immediately start doing a lot of weight. And sometimes they have the habit of always warming up on the treadmill. Now, I have nothing against that, but specifically, I feel like if you're gonna work your chest, you have to warm it up with something that's chest related. So that you do a few sets with super light weight on the bench press here, or you can do like a pec deck fly, getting the muscles that you're gonna be working out ready, right? So now I made the mistake of accidentally jumping from 135 to 335. So my first set looked a little sloppy. We went ahead and did my second set, which actually felt a lot better. So now we're gonna do my last set with 335. Again, kind of disappointed with myself. I should be doing a little more, but gotta take what you can get. Always write down how many reps you do, how much weight you do, because next time you come, you want to break that, you know? You either want to do a little bit more weight, maybe an extra rep, maybe faster rep. That's how you progress. Once you hit these big numbers, that's like 315 or higher, you really can't expect to be adding 5 pounds to your bench every week as you would when you're first starting. So you want to make sure that you progress somewhere. Like I said, either a faster rep or maybe even one extra rep, you never know. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do this. I'm not gonna have a spot because Jeff's gonna record this last set. I like recording it to make sure I actually take into consideration anything I'm doing wrong. Every time I arch, I come in from the back. Let me show you guys how I do my arch. I always prefer the grip first. I like gripping it there. A lot of people do it at the ring when they have wider frames. I'm not that wide, so I grip it right here. And then I'm just gonna slide in and have the arch ready. And I'm gonna do it, so wish me luck. That went smoother than the last one.
All right, so now we're gonna do incline bench 5x5. This is mostly to emphasize the upper chest. I know a lot of people really want to work on that upper chest. Don't sleep on this. Incline dumbbell press, incline Smith, or incline bench. Anything that's inclined to get that upper chest movement. We're gonna try to do 225 here. We'll see how that goes.
Self-explanatory, like Jeff said, we're gonna go ahead and hit the incline. Now here you don't want to arch, this is the opposite of the flat bench. You want to make sure your butt is firmly there and your back is straight. The moment you're doing arch there, you're actually putting yourself in a very, very uncomfortable position. And you can kind of put yourself in a place where you're not really emphasizing your chest. A lot of people here also make the mistake of not bringing the bar to their chest. You want to make sure you bring it to your upper chest and then pressing all the way up. All right? Don't do half reps, don't do none of that. All the way down, all the way up. That way you get the full tension. That's why we call it full range of motion. Now, what you can do is not lock out. That way the tension stays on the chest. But still, you always want to make sure you bring it right to your upper chest, to your clavicle. We want to make sure we work both pec minor and pec major. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit this, guys. I got like 255 on the bar. Not my proudest lift, but we're gonna go ahead and try it.
chest, well, it basically does your entire chest and your triceps, arms overall. It really also depends on the angle that you do it to. More incline like that is more chest, more upright, more triceps. But since it's a push day, we're doing both, so it doesn't really matter. I do recommend maybe doing at least, like, if you're beginning, do the assisted. We're a little advanced of that, so I'm gonna do a 45 and a 25. Just because why not? This is intense. You gotta practice this. It's a skill too. And also the handles are very important. More tricep, chest. I'm focusing on chest. So I put more of the emphasis on my chest, so I'm doing it open. All right, here goes. Quick and easy. Don't think about it too much, just do it, man.
Alright guys, so yeah, we're gonna do dips now. Like Jeff mentioned, depending on the angle and the handles, like the placement of that, you can focus on different parts more. So for me, unlike Jeff, you know, I want to focus on my tricep because I got T-Rex arms, so I'm gonna do it closed. Now, something very, very important that you guys need to know is a lot of people are always arguing about bodybuilding and calisthenics. You can mix both in. And this is a prime example because dips, they're mainly a body weight movement, right? When you're a beginner, you want to use the assisted one. On the assisted one, the more weight you put, the easier it becomes because that means it's assisting you more. Eventually, you're going to work up to your own body weight and then you'll be able to add weight like you do. You always want to make sure you have the gear necessary for this. Something that we forgot to mention was for this, I do recommend you get elbow sleeves. Now, this is the exercise that did give me tendonitis. Back in the day, I used to do 3 45s without anything. Because I was young, you know, you think that you're invincible. Over time, that does wear out your elbows a little bit. So make sure you do go ahead and get yourself some elbow sleeves at Holy Strength or Gymshark or anything. Yeah, what do you do? Gonna go ahead and dip now, so alright, let's go. You guys want to make sure you go deep so you can get that stretch in your lower pec. Remember, your pec only has 2 parts, the lower head and the upper head. There's no middle. You can't isolate it completely, but you can focus a little bit more on it. You want to make sure you go as low as you can without popping your shoulder, obviously, to get the full stretch on your chest, alright? Alright guys, so looking kind of small. Anyways, that's pretty much all we do for chest on a heavy day. It's basically 3 compound lifts. So now we're going to do some triceps. So I like to do the V-bar. A lot of people do the straight bar, but I recommend the V-bar, mainly because, so your tricep, 3 heads, right? When you do a V-bar, you can kind of put yourself in this position. So not like this. Like this. You're still going to keep your arms there and go down like this. Making sure you keep the tension there. What this does is you're basically mimicking a standing skull crusher. That works with the long head of the tricep. That's what's going to give you that meat, that size on your tricep, which is what I'm trying to aim for because I got T-Rex arms. I'm trying to hit 19 inches someday. Got 1 inch left. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We're going to go ahead and do this 3 sets of 8 reps. I'm going to go ahead and start and then just do it. All right? There we go. Like I said, you want to make sure you keep the tension on your tricep. Don't start doing this. You see how I stuck my butt out a little bit? So you kind of want some space. You don't want to stay straight. You want to kind of do this. Just keep doing it, right? Alright, so now Jeff's going to give us a demonstration. The good thing is that he's not wearing the sweater like I am, so you can see how the tricep is actually working within him. You guys can see, taking constant tension on the tricep. He's actually shredded right now, bro. Pretty straightforward, man. How'd that feel, bro?
Intense, man. Bringing the long head of the tricep, that's what gets you that huge arms. Remember, your arms is 70% triceps, so if you really want big arms, work on the triceps. Dips, skull crushers, rope extensions, things like that. Works really well. Alright guys, we're here at Moe's. We were thinking to go to Chipotle, but Moe's was closer, so we just stopped by at Moe's. I got a steak bowl. What'd you get?
I got mixed. I got half chicken, half steak. It's really good to come on Mondays, guys. If you've ever had Chipotle, it's pretty much similar, but they give more food here. This is what I got pretty much. A bunch of. This is the steak. I have a chicken in the bottom.
I got steak, sour cream, cheese, all the good stuff for the bulk.
Bro's bulky, and I'm cutting, so I got a lot of lettuce with the chicken, steak, some rice and beans. Because as you guys may know, beans do have protein, but it's not a complete protein, so you have to mix it with rice to complete that. So
lift was pretty intense, so we're pretty hungry. How hungry are you?
Like a true Hispanic. Yeah, but I'm hungry. I haven't eaten anything today. I just had a shake and some fruit, but you know, that's nothing.
You guys learn a lot?
So today was like a very straightforward push day, right? What I like to do, I don't know if you're doing this right now, but so I like to do heavy push days on Mondays, and then Thursdays when it's my second push day, I do like more bodybuilding oriented. I don't consider myself a powerlifter or a bodybuilder. I just like to have fun with what I do.
Same.
But even though I'm cutting, I want to make sure I keep as much strength as possible. It's just really fun sometimes when you get together with someone like Jeff, like, you know, that can match your strength. Just throw a bunch of weight and do a bunch of fun stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much my goal right now, is just to cut down. I'm trying to get down to like 190, 195. I'm currently at 224, fasted about 230 in my regular weight. So I got a long way to go, but
he owes it to all of us though, because he always says that he cuts, then he gets in his head and says, nah, I can't lose the strength. So, but now,
yeah, but now it's over. It's a new era, bro.
Mostly all the things that I know is because of him. He was a great inspiration for me when I first started lifting. I remember a lot of people that I would ask advice, they like wouldn't even be honest with me. They just tell me to do whatever. But I guess because they never really had somebody to ask them questions, they just assumed that we all knew everything. But of course, as a beginner, you don't know much, and he actually took his time and wrote out programs for me and everything. So really appreciated that.
And you know, a key component I always tell people is Instagram kind of like skews your view of how, first of all, how people look. When I first started working out, I was also like guilty of that. I would look at people on Instagram, like, you know, those super big guys that are like super shredded and stuff, and you're like, I want to look like that. And then they tell you they're natural, and then when you don't look like that in like 2-3 years, you're kind of like questioning yourself. But you got to realize a lot of these people, most of them are not natural. Now the few that are natural, they stay pretty lean. They take pictures with a pump. They use lighting to their advantage, and they use filters. Some even use a little bit of Photoshop. So, you know, you can't be skewed by everything you see on Instagram. He used to tell me that too. He used to be like, I want to look. And then the other day, this was like a few months ago actually, I took a picture of this dude at Amp Fitness under like the perfect lighting with a pump, and he literally looked like those people, and I had to show it to him and explain, like, you see, it's all about how you take the picture and everything. Because as a natural, it's hard, I'm not gonna lie. It gets pretty hard, you know. Sometimes you have a battle with yourself, in your own mind. A lot of people will tell you you look good, and then you're the only one that's like, nah, I don't, and stuff like that. You kind of get in your own head.
Yeah, I used to be along in my head. People would tell me that I look really good, and I'm like, I don't know, see, just because I always held myself in a bigger standard. But I mean, like, I got to see the work that I put in too, and I'm satisfied about what I've learned, how I've come. I mean, I'm not there where I want to be either, but I'm not gonna say that I've reached the best potential that I have, but I've come a long way.
Another key component is obviously I'm not saying be satisfied, but be content as well with what you do, right? For example, me, one thing like he always said is like, when I start cutting, I start losing strength, and then I start to tell myself I look small in the mirror. Everybody else tells me the opposite, like, no, you're doing good. But then I kind of fall for my own bait, and then I start bulking again, and then I get fat. And then I look at pictures when I was cut, I was like, damn, I should have just kept cutting again. So it's an all-going cycle, and that's what they call yo-yo diet, and you don't ever want to fall in that.
Where I asked you guys to ask a few questions, fitness questions, gym questions that you guys have. We may not know all the answers, but we'll give you a little insight and knowledge of what we've learned throughout the years. So I got them right here. First question is, what time of day should I work out?
Right. We might have different perspectives, so I think you should answer that first.
I mean, if you're trying to figure out exactly which you get more gains, it doesn't really matter. The day is still the same. But if you're a morning person and it's easy for you to get up, or you know, you got something you wanting to do, I highly recommend that I work out both days, both times. I either in the morning or at night. I like the morning just because I get it done quicker and I'm already with the pump throughout the whole day. But if you're trying to see, you know, what you get more out of it, I say the morning you get more of discipline, you get more, you know, you're content. Because you're not, also I'm not saying to work out at 9 a.m. in the morning. I'm talking about like maybe like 5, 6, 7. That's morning for me. You get it out of the way already. And at night, like you have more energy because you ate throughout the day and stuff. Obviously with an empty stomach, you wake up, you probably eat a few things and then you go to work out. You're more, but at night it's like you're more energized, you have more strength. You could probably do greater lifts. I recommend mainly if you're starting off maybe in the afternoon, night, because you're actually going to be happy to be there. You're actually going to be excited to work out, but in the morning you're probably not, unless you're like taking pre or energy drinks, which if you're a beginner I don't recommend it, but it really just depends on what you like best and what you feel like you're having a great time at the gym. Don't do something that you don't like doing or else you're not going to do it forever. What about you?
So for me, I agree with most of what you said. I think if you're gonna do like cardio and stuff like that, it's fine to go in the morning. You know, it's not something like super intense. If you're gonna do something like arms, shoulders, you can do it in the morning, right? However, I think if you're like super serious about it, you're trying to do like squats, bench, deadlift. Me personally, I would say even like around 6, 7. The reason for that is what you mentioned. You know, you've eaten more, so you have more carbs in you, more protein, more fats. All that's converted into energy. You feel more energized because you have all that food in you. Now, obviously, you might be tired from work. If you do construction and stuff like that, you might be tired from that. However, at least you have the energy inside with the calories and stuff. Compared to the morning where, like, you've just woken up, your body still hasn't, you know, your body, it's like a car, you know, when you first turn on your car, the engine is still starting up and all that. Might not be the best time to go and doing deadlifts. And I've tried both methods. So I respect this dude. This dude wakes up, like, super early to go. I can't do that. For me, even working out, like, sometimes at 10 or 11 is kind of hard. Because me personally, I have my breakfast like at 9. And it's not, you know, you don't want to have a super heavy breakfast either. But yeah, for me, I think personally the evening is better when you're doing like super hard workouts. Like I said, maybe like a push day, a pull day, or super heavy leg day. But if you're doing like those bro splits, because a lot of people do bro splits, I don't recommend them. But if that's what you like, that's what you like, right? If you're doing like shoulders or arms, you can do that in the morning. It's not super hard to do. But when you're doing like squats, bench press, and deadlift, you need more energy.
I like morning because you're like already awake from half the world. Like you're already ahead of the game. Everybody else is still sleeping. And plus, there's barely anybody at the gym, so only the serious people are there. In the afternoon, you're probably packed with like all the people that get out of work and stuff. But I've done both, and I like both. So
I ain't locked in for waking up that early.
All right. Next question is, how important is warming up before your sets? That's pretty basic.
It's very important, not just for the workout itself, but for the longevity of your joints. Like I mentioned in the video when we were doing it, I told you guys, like, if you're gonna go ahead and do like chest, for example, you want to make sure you warm up your chest properly. Doing cardio is fine. I know a lot of people warm up with some cardio at the start, but again, like if you're gonna do chest, you're not gonna use your legs to push the movement. You need to warm up the muscles. You need to warm up your tricep, your front delt, and your chest. You're doing some flies, some stretches. What I like to do, I stopped doing it, but we should do again. We used to grab like either a 10 pounds or like even like you could get a towel or something. Just stretch yourself out like this.
Oh yeah.
Because you know you're gonna be pressing, so you want to make sure everything is warmed up properly. When you're gonna do back, a lot of people just go straight to pull-ups. I don't consider a pull-up a warm-up. I think it's already a working set because you weigh a lot.
Well, it depends. If you do heavy pull-ups, I mean, I warm up doing regular pull-ups.
I don't know, bro. You just built different, bro. I'll go to like a lat pull-down with like very little weight and start stretching like that. Pullovers are great. You can even start with that. Things like that. You know, for legs, it's fine to do some cardio. You know, you're kind of using your legs a little bit, like a little bit of bike or Stairmaster. But yeah, it's just super important. I think it's a pretty straightforward question, right?
Yeah.
It's super important.
Always warm up, you know, whenever you do anything, like, not even lifting, like, whenever you're doing something in life, you always want to warm up, be locked in already. You can't just go face out and just feel the things, like, if you're going to bench, why not warm up your muscles before you're going to do heavy weight? Even if you're doing really low weight, I mean, move the
warm up.
muscles a little bit, yeah. Next question is, how often do I need a rest day? Go ahead, buddy.
Oh, you want me to yap? Rest is the most important part of all of this. So a lot of people think you grow by going to the gym. It's actually funny, you grow when you're resting. Remember that joke we made? We're like, let's not come. So when you're working out, you're breaking down your muscle tissue. Your muscle tissue then has to repair itself with the amino acids you're providing it through your food and stuff. Usually muscles take about 48 to 72 hours to repair themselves. So that's why you need to rest. Now, it also depends on your intensity, what type of workouts you're doing. So for example, if you do chest on Monday, I would say don't do it again until Thursday. But it is important to do it again. A lot of people kind of take this to the next extreme where they do chest Monday and then they don't do it again for the rest of the week till next Monday. They're leaving a lot of gains on the table. So I would say it's very important, but you have to plan accordingly. Now overall rest, like not going to the gym at all, I would say everybody needs at least 2 days of rest. Everybody needs at least 2 days. Beginners, advanced people, everything. Me personally, I do work out 6 days a week, so that might be like what, like you're kind of going against what you're saying. But on my 6th day, I don't do anything intense. I just might do some cardio, some abs, and that's it. And then Sunday, I just don't go at all.
Yeah, rest is very important. That's literally where your muscle recovers. That's literally where all of the muscles that you're working out, that you're breaking, literally, has to recover and grow bigger. If you keep going at it with your muscles, they're not going to have time to recover. One, you're losing your strength, and one, you're losing the gains, like you said. And also, sleeping is very important. I know a lot of people our age don't sleep that well, or sleep pretty late, or wake up late. Like their sleeping schedule is just messed up, and I get it. You know, life sometimes isn't perfect. You can't have everything you want, but you need to really be disciplined, because when you sleep, that's mostly where your whole body recovers. That's where your whole muscles and your whole system, immune system, everything, your testosterone. How do you increase that? By sleeping a little more. Sleeping at least 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours a day. Not no like 4 or 5, and then sleeping at 3, waking up at 12. Like, it's just you can fix that. I highly recommend it. Once you start doing that, you're gonna feel a little different with your body. You're gonna break out less. You're going to feel more energized. Things like that. The next question is gonna be, what are the best exercises to lose fat?
The big 4. So yeah, you don't really lose fat by doing exercise. You lose fat by being on a deficit. But the reason I mentioned the big 4 is squat, bench, and deadlift, and overhead press. The reason they're so good is because they're called compound movements. What that means is they work more than one muscle. So when you're benching, for example, you're working your chest, tricep, your front delt. When you're doing deadlifts, you're working your posterior chain, which is your glutes, your hamstrings, lower back, your biceps as well. When you're doing squats, you're working out your hamstrings, your glutes, your quads, calves, your core. And then when you're doing overhead press, you're working out your core, your tricep, and your shoulders, right? So you're targeting essentially the whole body with just 4 exercises. So they're the most important. They should be your bread and butter for any workout plan you do. But again, it's not gonna make you lose fat. It's a good tool, but what you have to do is eat at a deficit. What does that mean? You gotta eat less calories than you burn a day. That's the only reason I'd ever say anybody should consider getting a trainer or a nutrition coach, because you might not even know how many calories you burn a day. We all have different metabolisms. We all do different activities throughout the day. In my case, for example, my maintenance is 3,000 calories. If every day I eat 3,000 calories, nothing's gonna change. For me to lose the body fat, I have to eat less. So right now I'm eating 2,500 calories a day to try to lose a pound per week. That's pretty much it. I could bust my butt in the gym if I don't eat at a deficit, and I'm not gonna lose weight.
Yeah, in other words, exercises can help lose fat, but what really helps you lose fat is your diet. That's the number one thing. People can train as hard as they can, but if their diet is trash, you're basically just building muscles that you'll never see or use. So what I recommend is the movements that he said, compound movements. Compound lifts are very important. Not only because you're losing fat, but you're trading that fat for muscle. You're building the muscle. And then what your diet does is helps recover that muscle, loses fat, recover the muscle. And some cardio. I mean, I don't, obviously cardio is, I don't really do that much cardio as I should. but it's very important because you want your endurance, you want your heart rate, you want all of your, you know, to be working perfectly to help you lose things that you're wanting to lose, fat, stuff like that. So it's very important. I recommend maybe like 30 to an hour, probably 3-4 times a week, but it really just depends. If you're doing the compound movements, that's already helping you with, you know, breaking calories. But if you're like, I don't know, if you're a woman and things like that, you don't really want to do things like that, I completely get it. Cardio works too, squats work as too, but yeah, basically it's not really an exercise that's gonna lose all your fats, but it's a multiple things that you do throughout your day. Yeah.
He also, it's adding to his cardio thing, at least 10,000 steps a day. Download a step counter, 10,000 steps a day. Walk your dog, I don't know, do something.
Next question is, should I take creatine?
Oh, creatine. That's always a funny question everybody asks. So creatine monohydrate is like one of the most researched supplements. So personally, this is my personal opinion, I think the only thing you should take is a multivitamin and fish oil. That you should, like the word should. Remember, should and could are two different things. The reason I say that is because we need our vitamins and minerals for our body to work properly. The fish oils as well, they also help with that, right? Now, creatine is a good supplement. You could take that. It's research, you're still natural. Creatine is found in meats and stuff like that. However, some people are very intolerant to it. I'm one of them. I can't take creatine because my stomach gets messed up. But it does help. Like, it actually pulls more water into your muscle, so you might look a little bit bigger. If you're on the bigger side, you might look puffier than you would want, but it's a side effect of that. It allows your cells to produce more ATP, so you might be able to push a rep or two, or even a little bit more weight. So you could take it. It's not a bad idea.
For sure, I do take creatine. That's why I'm huge. I'm just kidding. I sometimes do take creatine, like in a 30-90 day period, just because it does help me when I'm cutting. I don't recommend it if you're just starting, just because you want to build your muscle naturally as possible. I'm not saying that creatine isn't natural, but you want your own strength to come out of what you're doing. You don't want to use another additional supplement to help you. So maybe after like 3 months that you're in already working out, try to take it, see if you like it. You know, some people they don't like it, some people they don't like the way it feels. But I do recommend it. It's a great supplement. It just really depends. You don't need it as well. Like, I'm not saying that without it you're not going to reach your goals. Of course, you could always reach it naturally, but it does help a lot.
Yeah, write this down. Things you should take: multivitamin and fish oil. Things you could add: whey protein and creatine. Whey protein, if you don't get enough protein in your diet, nothing wrong with getting some protein. Bro, baby formula is made of whey, so don't let anybody gaslight you to thinking it's not natural. Creatine is found in red meat and stuff like that. It's fine to take. Things I would stay away from, and this is just my opinion. You guys might cook me for this. I don't recommend pre-workouts, dude. You become reliant on them. The caffeine content of them, that might not be the best. Just drink black coffee, dude, if you really need the energy. Or if not, just do what we told you previously, sleep more. That's the most important thing. And just drink coffee if you really need the energy. But I'm not a fan of pre-workouts. Don't take aminos either. Those things are a scam.
I'm a fan of energy drinks though. Sorry about that, guys. The camera died again. I just don't charge it as often as I should, so we couldn't finish with the questions. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comments, and subscribe. Any ideas, anything that you guys want to see, any topics that you guys want me to talk about, let me know in the comments. Yeah, and if you do need any like more information on what we did talk about, exercises or the questions, let me know. You guys have a blessed day and stay safe. Adios.